please welcome our next speaker, Faizan Ahmad from Klar2O GmbH.
Hi, my name is Faizan Ahmad. I'm a biochemist and biotechnologist from Bruchsal near Karlsruhe. And this is Klar2O, or in English, Klar2O, safe water for healthy living. Our today's topic is microplastics, which is actually by name and definition a bit misunderstanding, because the Federal German Environment Agency defines it as 5 millimeter plastic parts smaller than 5 millimeters. So a simple kitchen strainer should be actually enough to filter out microplastics, but it's not that simple. Because 5 millimeter plastic parts are recognized by our body and excreted again, at least according to Fraunhofer Environment and Testing Institute. But the problem consists of the smaller particles in the nanometer range, because they get lost in our body, they are not secreted again, and they're the actual danger nowadays. And when we started Klar2O GmbH, there was not one study on the appearance of plastics or nanoplastics in water or the human body. So we just assumed microplastics might be unwanted by our body and is inside the water. And today we can actually no longer save ourselves from these studies. So there are a lot of different measured values of microplastics in drinking water. We just took an average value of 325 plastic particles in 1 liter of our drinking water. And they accumulate in our body. They accumulate in our liver, in our adipose tissue, in our spleen, in our kidney. And until this year, 2022, in March, we even found out that it is within our bloodstream. And maybe you saw the headline last year, the plastic baby, as it was found in huge amounts in the placenta as well. So microplastics is there, it is a present danger, and today there are a lot of proof studies and a lot of research that is done that also tells us what happens when microplastic gets into our body. Because small micro-inflammations are triggered and induced in our lungs, in our kidney, and in the inner side of our blood vessels. And as microplastics are also able to cross our blood-brain barrier, a lot of M1 macrophages are recruited to these sites as well, triggering Th1 inflammatory responses, releasing cytotoxic molecules, and yeah. So I guess it is a simple answer to the question, is microplastic there and is it dangerous? Yes, it is. And my former professor once told me, Faizan, asbestos was first linked with lung cancer, 1924. And 70 years later in Germany it was banned. So it took Germany 70 years to ban asbestos. And within these 70 years, 100,000 people per year died, which is in total 7 million people. And we in Klar2O will not allow to happen this again. This is why we developed a solution for this problem, the microplastics biochemical adsorbing coating. This is a biochemical coating which is able to bind each kind and size of plastic molecules, also in nano range, to filter out microplastics out of drinking water. Therefore, we investigated more than 100 different plastic molecules and build specific functional groups that catch specific groups on microplastic molecules to catch them out of drinking water. We are using a lot of different interaction and molecular forces, hydrophobic interactions, PP interactions, polar, unpolar forces, and a lot of more. And thereby we are able to visually observe that our coating is able to filter out even 500 nanometer plastic particles, up to 10 micrometers. So we are even able to filter out big and small particle down to the smallest nanometer. And this highly innovative smart surface technology is not only able to filter out microplastics. As a green and sustainable company, we also developed a technology that is able to regenerate our coating so it can be used multiple times. Therefore, we did also a lot of different simulations. So as you can see, we are using a bi-disperse homogeneous packing as our filter unit. These are silica beads and our coating is on top of them. And thereby we ensure the best filter efficiency which is possible. So as you can see, we are using different bead sizes, and the idea is to have a highly effective surface because our surface is equal to our efficiency, to our filter, and the idea was to have a filter unit that filters microplastic pressureless. So you can pour your water into the filter, and you have clear water without any nano or microplastics. And therefore, we actually did a really beautiful visual experiment. So we had red plastic particles in different sizes. 100 nanometer, 500 nanometer, 1 micrometer, 2.5, 4, up to 10. And then we mixed our plastic particles with processed water. And then we got a deep red suspension, okay? And we built a housing, a transparent housing out of glass and put our Klar2O microplastic beads into it. And then we put our entire microplastic suspension into the filter and could visually observe how the beads caught the microplastic and clear water came out. And this was such a beautiful experiment. This is actually how we got our investors as well. And yeah. Here are a few results. So these are actually microplastic concentrations from publications. So there are a few publications that are claiming that there are 2,000 particles in 1 liter. Others are claiming that there are 50 particles per 1 liter of our drinking water. So we made all these assumptions clear and made few testing, and we tested our filter with light microscopy, pyrolysis, GCMS, Raman spectroscopy, and scanning electron microscopy. And each method showed that our filtration technology worked. And it was beautiful to see that all particles are gone on the right side of the picture. This is actually one of our most valuable results. So these are the Klar2O beads, 100 micrometer in diameter. And you could see that these nanoparticles on microplastics, the contamination, is attached on the surface. And thereby, with these beads, we are building filters for households, for water treatment companies to filter out all nanoplastics. And yeah, as we are working with consultants and investors as well, sure, we need to get certified our filter. This is why we sent our filter to 4 different labs, Wessling, Eurofins, Fresenius, and the university, and they tested our filter with all different analytic methods and showed that we have a filter efficiency of more than 99%. So yeah, if you're interested in the Klar2O development, feel free to follow us on LinkedIn. And we have the Klar2O R ×3. We recycle and renature by regeneration. The fish has no choice, but you do. Say no to plastics in your body. Thank you very much.